It irks me to my soul to see any one of these items happen, because that means I have to stop what I'm doing and make a note or put you to the side so that I can continue what I'm doing, and I have to keep that in my mind that I have to go back to it. So the person processing the payment doesn't want to have to deal with it when it's something so simple that could be avoided if you just make sure that you take these steps. These are 7 common mistakes I see small businesses make frequently that hold up their payments. So these are in no particular order. Number 1, no contact information on your invoice. Like, how do I get in touch with you if there's an error on your invoice? There's no phone number, there's no email. The person that you did business with is not necessarily the person that's actually processing the invoice. So if you don't have contact info on your actual invoice, when the admin person goes to pay you and there's an issue, I got to go through hoops to get in contact with you. That's just going to delay your payment even further. Not having your invoice match what's on your actual W-9. So accounts payable is not going to pay Sam Smith when the business name that we did business with is For You Printing. For You Printing is not on the W-9. Sam Smith is. So I can't pay Sam Smith for doing work for You Printing. So make sure that you have your W-9s filled out correctly. That is one of the biggest things that I see all the time, that the W-9 does not match the invoice that was submitted. Another thing that I see with W-9s is they haven't signed the W-9. All the information is filled out, but you didn't actually sign it. I can't pay you. Make sure that it's signed and dated. That's another big one. Dates are often missing. You signed it, but you didn't date it. That will hold up your payment. Addresses. This kind of goes in hand with contact information, but a lot of times vendors will have moved to a new location than what's on their W-9, but their invoice has the new remit address, but you have not updated that with our system. So your W-9 says 123 Main Street and you're now over on Somerset Avenue. It's going to print on your check 123 Main Street because that's what we have in our system. So a lot of times either your payment is being delayed or we've sent out the payment and it went to 123 Main Street. I see that a ton of times, vendors calling 2-3 weeks later, we haven't received the payment. What's going on? I got payroll because you're a small business. We did what we needed to do. We cut the check to what's in our system, but you've moved to a different location and did not update that with us. If you make a move, you check with the company that you're doing business with that they have your current information on file. That's key. One of the biggest things for small businesses that I see where they miss out on or could have gotten paid way quicker if they just accepted credit cards. Most companies, if you're spending under $1,000, you can just pay that with a credit card. Say what you're selling me was $260. You could have had that $260 immediately if you took credit cards, but because you only accept checks, now you gotta wait 2 weeks for us to process the payment, it to get approved by everybody that needs to approve it. It's then mailed to you, which is another couple of days for you to get your payment. So make sure that you have the ability to accept payment in multiple forms. So whether that be credit card or PayPal, some sort of way that you can accept a credit card payment, that will be so helpful in getting at least the small dollar amount payments quickly. Submitting late invoices, submitting them not even submitting. I've had vendors, we do a reconciliation at the end of our fiscal year to make sure everybody's been paid. And then we'll get back from a vendor 20 invoices that weren't paid. And I'm like, how? In 12 months, you've had 20 payments that we didn't pay you and that didn't raise a red flag? You have some kind of bookkeeping software in place. Even if it's just Excel, you have to have some kind of check and balance in your small business to make sure you're getting every dollar that you are expecting on time. And a lot of the companies that I see that deal with like QuickBooks, they are so efficient. I get reminders if I haven't paid them. Like the next day, I'll get another reminder. Hey, you owe me this money. Please pay me. It's going to save you time, money, frustration to have some sort of payment processing software in place that can keep you on track. Sending invoices that are illegible. I can't read it. What does this even say? You know, I'll get an invoice and even W-9s that are written in Scribble Scrabble. You have to make it where somebody can read what you wrote. If I can't understand what it is, I can't process it. Now I have to get more information or get clarity or have you resend it to me, which is going to hold up your payment even longer. That when you're filling out your invoices, like I said, maybe get a QuickBooks or a FreshBooks or something like that that can create these documents for you that are really simple to read, because I still get to this day handwritten invoices, and I'm going to just say it could be a struggle. It could be a struggle sometimes to read some of these invoices. So make sure that you're writing it where somebody else can read it other than you. Make sure you have an email address that you actually check on a regular basis, that somebody can get in contact with you regarding your payments. I find that all the time where I'm like, okay, I need to get a hold of this person. They're not answering the phone. I would rather do it by email, because then I have a trail to show that I reached out to you. And then also it reminds me to say, oh, let me follow up with that vendor again. I sent this email. I can flag it on my end so that if I haven't heard back from you, it'll remind me, hey, you know, check back with that vendor. Make sure that they responded to the email. Also, same kind of thing with the email. This is a little bonus. We had a vendor, a big gospel star, at the end of the year when we went to go send their 1099 forms. We couldn't get a hold of them. Their people didn't answer their phones or emails. They didn't answer any phone or emails, they didn't answer their phone, and the email they had was bouncing back. You as a vendor are responsible to make sure that you're paying your taxes and things like that. And if we're not able to send you your tax documents, that's going to hold up you and your account and your team for them to make the payments. So like I said, just to make sure that you have all those things in place so that you're getting your money. We want to pay you and we don't want to hold up the process. You have some tips that you'd like to leave in the comments below. Make sure you do that. And thanks so much for watching. Give me a like if this was helpful at all, and talk to you guys later. Deuce.